What are you talking about?
Say something.
Hello.
Okay, I got the right one. Well, I'm looking at the
Mike got a haircut.
it's last week.
I haven't seen you.
You did too, didn't you? Looks like you did. Yeah.
Still a walk,
Huh?
Still a walk.
So already in the chat room, Justin wants to know
Yeah.
what's on the addenda for tonight, and he says Paul, aka P Money, got some big news to share.
No, I don't have big news. What big money? What are you talking about?
Oh, you are. You're big money, Paul Lash.
No, not me, man.
You got Malin's Millions, Canova's Cash,
Oh, I want some money on some bets.
Wasselick
Some
Winners,
Oh, must have money on some bets.
Minarski Morons.
Yeah, bet on the two college football games.
Oh, gotcha.
Wasn't looking good for my one.
I thought maybe you was that person that from Connecticut that won that $1 million somewhere in a lottery.
Million or billion?
Somebody won. I didn't think it's not $1 billion. I think it's $1 million or a couple of million.
Maybe millions. Huh? Good for them.
Yeah, somebody in Connecticut
Yeah.
won.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me
Yeah,
either.
it wasn't me. If it was me, I wouldn't be sitting here. with
I'd have
you
been on a
folks.
boat already.
I'd be on a boat sinking that $1 million into that
Yeah.
hole in the ocean.
Be like, all right, peace out, bitches. I'm out.
I give it to the people.
Yeah, you want to throw money in the ocean, just buy a boat.
Yeah, just give it to the people.
What are you gonna? Is that what you would do if you won $2 million? You go
No,
California?
screw that. They can buy and sell. We go 10 times over.
$2 million, you go to California. That's the worst place to go.
I would never go
As far as money, stretching money.
there. I always wanted to go there years ago, and I actually did get there
I've never been.
back in the 70s.
I went there. Yeah.
I was California. Drove
I've
right-
never been to
I
California.
enlisted and I went there.
Yeah, I drove right through LA.
Yeah, I was in San Diego, boot camp.
I don't know. I wasn't in
Really?
camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my sister lives out there now, Palm Springs, so I go see her. Seen her a few times.
Yeah. I took that famous road from Oregon, from Washington down along the coast, Oregon
I-5?
down. Yeah. Yep.
Don't they call it something?
I don't know what they call it, but come down through the clouds.
Traffic jam.
Yeah.
High five.
So the fires now are going into Brentwood, California, and then they're going. Well, they're on their way into Beverly Hills.
Depends on which ways the wind's blowing. The winds are supposed to be kicking up again.
Yeah.
The Santa Ana winds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like 30, 40 miles an hour.
I think they
Well,
say
you know
even
what?
higher.
Are they higher than that?
I
Yeah.
think they're talking
Okay.
up to 70 or 60.
Jesus.
Like we talked earlier, they said they wanted to leave. Trump got in there, so now's their opportunity. Collect the insurance and you're gone.
Justin,
Right.
what is PCH? PCH?
PCH.
The highway?
I don't know.
Pacific
California Highway?
That's
Maybe.
that is Pacific Highway. Yeah.
Maybe that's a parallel path road that runs along I-5, I guess. Maybe. More of a coastline highway, maybe.
He's got all kinds of.
more picturesque.
Yeah. Driving along the highway looking at the ocean. Yeah.
Well, he says they'll have to cross the 405 to get to Beverly Hills, but that seems. I mean, I was listening to a couple of newscasts, and that's the way it's going.
Don't take
Yeah.
much. Lou.
Imagine if Beverly Hills got torched.
Yeah.
Ooh. Pacific Coast Highway. Yeah.
The I guess it's impacting the entertainment industry somehow. I don't know what it means.
Well, I would think so.
It's impacted some of the sports venues,
Are they-
games and stuff like that.
Yeah, the Lakers last week had a game or two canceled because of these fires.
Well, they relocated the
Yeah.
Rams game
Well, that's a long
to Glendale, Arizona. That's tonight.
time.
So the conspiracy theory is that I've heard is that these are human set.
Yeah, I heard it was a cassette.
I haven't really heard any reason. They don't know if it's arson. They don't know what, but I don't know if it's set on purpose or accidental or whatever. But
Yeah, it's hard to say.
so
You know?
if it's that dry out there, it doesn't take more than a
What is
motorist
there's no
throwing a
water in
cigarette
the
out the
no
window.
water in the reserves?
A lot of
I guess
people-
there was some, but not enough.
A lot of people are homeless too. You know?
And
So-
then they lost pressure. So
So you know how they have, I mean, a lot of times, like when there's a snowstorm, right, an ice storm, or down power lines from like a hurricane or something
Right.
like around here, we get UI crews or people from everywhere, all over, the United States coming in to, to fix power lines.
Right.
Why don't they have that mutual
They
aid?
do.
they do.
They're coming in from Canada.
Even doing water dumps and stuff like that.
They're
Yeah,
coming in.
they've got more aircraft coming in to help with water dumps.
Somebody
Basically scooping water out of the ocean
Yeah.
and dumping it.
I
And
read
then
an
they've also
article-
got Texas is also supplying some aid coming from Canada, coming from all over. But if you don't have the good infrastructure at the home base, it makes it difficult when you're trying to bring all the resources in from everywhere else.
I had heard, I don't know how true this is, fire trucks were sent in from Oregon and they stopped them because they didn't go through the, the check we go through I just had it on
The checkpoint or
No.
protocol or
Jeez, I just had it on my
Way station?
No, we go through this every 2 years.
elections.
Damn it, I just had it on the tip of my tongue too.
Paul Wash deposits.
No, exhaust. They check the exhaust.
Oh,
Emissions.
emissions?
Yeah, I saw
Oh,
that.
Jesus H. Christ.
No, honest,
Really?
honest to God.
They stopped them because they didn't go
Had
through
to go
emissions. You got a
emissions.
bunch of people losing their houses.
All right, so Chris just said they didn't stop them. That was false.
That was us. Okay.
Okay, that makes no sense.
Yeah, somebody wrote it. They stopped them.
Huh?
I don't know.
Well, maybe, but I'm glad that's false. I'm glad.
Well, that's good. I was going to say.
You're starting to get the angry Republican angrier, okay?
They're also talking about the orbs in the sky being rips in the time-space continuum.
Yeah. Jeez.
Well, maybe
That's false too. I just made that shit up.
yeah. Well, maybe from the different dimensions they could send water over to California.
Well, they
Start
didn't have,
passing the pails through.
they didn't have any drones down here, though. The drones
Yeah.
are up here. So, I don't know. Whatever.
So, Chris, hey Chris, says congrats on becoming a grandpa in the coming months. Actually, I thought you would have known if anybody, Chelsea already has a baby. So, but this is number 2. This is my son Nicholas.
Yes.
Yeah, they're
Number 2.
yeah. I can't believe it. I always just wanted to be a grandpa.
Yeah. They're fun.
You know,
It's fun.
except
Matter
when,
of
they're,
fact,
except when they're sick.
my oldest is going to be 6 now. It's like, I can't believe it.
Huh?
6. My oldest granddaughter's going to be 6. It's
Yeah.
like, where did that go?
It's crazy.
You know, I'm
Six?
still,
That's a baby.
Jesus, I'm still 39 years old. Where did it go? I don't know.
Victoria says one was set. They arrested the guy.
Oh, they did.
And Chris said that they went through an inspection to make sure they were working properly.
Yeah, okay.
Hmm.
That was the stoppage then.
Yeah.
I guess what they didn't want them to do is to get out there in the wilderness and have them break down. So I guess that was the check that they did. So,
Have you heard any new stuff about the fires or anything like that?
I have not been watching, to be honest with you.
I forget which one it was, but one of them is like 95% contained. I forget which one it was. It's not Palisades. That's still burning outright. And
They're saying that in a couple of weeks they should have it under control.
they're waiting for some. They need some rain. They don't have any rain in forecast for like another week. That would really help. The winds died down and a lot of rain.
Yeah. Wow. Give them some
So-
snow.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Atlanta got some snow with
Yeah,
that.
they did.
It's crazy. They got maps all over the place now where you can see, what is
Yeah.
scorched earth.
Yeah, they had. Last I heard, they had 5 or 6 different fires going on. So
Would you say the death toll was? I'm looking here. It says the death toll is 25.
I thought it was 24. I upgraded it to 25.
Yeah, I'm looking right at it.
Okay.
And I guess now they're worried of increasing wind speeds and what they're calling explosive fire.
Wow. Well, I know a lot of it was traveling over wood areas for a while. Right?
So
Hmm.
I forget what they call it. They're supposed to be creating trenches so so the fires don't
Cool.
cross over. But when you have winds like
Yeah.
that doesn't. It has to be one wide trench. You typically like dig and you burn stuff out before the fire gets there, so
Yeah.
you can try and stop it and contain it.
Did you hear the story about the guy who really took a proactive approach, and he bought some kind of a pump, not a pump, but some equipment that would attach to his pool pump. And what he did is he had a generator, ran the pool pump through the generator, had this fixture on the pool pump. He was actually pumping water out of the pool and actually saved his house. Using that. And then he took it the same configuration, took it down a few houses in his neighborhood, and he was actually, I saw this thing spray. It was like a fire truck hose. That's how much this thing was spraying.
How big was this pool?
Well, I'm sure.
Had an in-ground?
I'm sure in California, come on.
Yeah.
Under ping pong pool, they're above ground over there. So, but they drained 3 pools, but they actually saved a lot of
Oh, so he took the same contraption and went to his neighbors.
and saved their houses as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Wow.
But I thought it was a cool idea. They just took proactive approach because they knew what happens during this time of year with the winds.
Well, I guess they cleared a lot of brush out too, like in the path of Brentwood.
Yeah.
So, and I guess they're trying to wet it down too as well. So
Yeah.
it'll kind of like.
That's the problem.
Then they have that pink like fire retardant.
That's
Yeah.
stuff they still got that comes out later.
Yeah. So if you see all these houses that are adorned in pink, it's not because they're going on the latest Taylor Swift tour. It's,
Well, it's just a shame. that all these people are. You just take what you can get and get out of there. Make sure your kids and your family's safe. It's you can always rebuild a house, although you lose a lot of memories and stuff. But,
Yeah.
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 Well, so let's get a little more local. Like for example, some things that are going on. Like what's going on downtown hall today? A couple of meetings, right?
There's a couple public hearings, as a matter of fact. At 6, they're going to be talking about the St. Mary's building and the apartments going in there. They'll be talking about
So
that.
that's a thing. That's actually going to happen.
That's
right?
actually going to happen.
Because that's been rumored for about a year.
That's actually going to happen, and I think they're voting on approving it tonight.
What do they need
I don't
to
know.
approve?
I don't know what they need to approve. But the second one's the one I was more interested.
I mean,
in.
if it's a private business,
Private business.
yeah. What do you? Who needs to approve it?
I don't know. Maybe it's an informational meeting. I don't know. But,
I mean, if I own a building and I'm going to make it to apartments, what are you voting on? It's
Yeah.
my property. I can do what the hell I want.
Yeah, I don't understand.
just awareness, informational
Oh, okay.
meeting.
It's
Maybe
just
I don't know.
I don't
But
know.
that was also
Well, you say
talked
public
about.
hearing, so immediately I
Yeah.
think we're voting on
Yeah,
something.
I know. So I don't know why they're voting on it, but and then the second one is the housing plan, affordable housing plan at 6:45, which is what I want to get to right after the show here to go.
Yeah, I've got a rec committee meeting myself.
I'm going to
so-
go. I want to listen to that. There's some questions I have, and some other people have got questions about it. I got copies of it, and I looked through it. I gave it to a few other people. So, yeah, we got some hard spots with that one.
So this is a
Like what?
Like, they're trying to force something down our throats. The state,
Such as?
not necessarily the town,
All
but
right.
the state.
What are they trying to force?
Well,
down
we got to
our
have
throats?
10% affordable housing per capita, in our town.
Okay.
We're a distressed town. So what are we getting out of it by having that much affordable housing? We're already hurting as it is, but now we're going to put more affordable housing in. We don't get any tax benefits out of it. If anything, most of them are all subsidies, and we're still paying for it out of our taxes that we get taken out every paycheck, right?
Yeah.
So that's part of the questions. The other question is what's in it for the town, right?
nothing.
Nothing.
Not a thing.
Nothing.
I mean, you collect the, taxes related to the property, but it's not going to be that much, and taxes on vehicles because it's going to be rent, right? So
Yeah.
that's about it.
So they want somebody to put in affordable housing. Is that what it is?
So there's, I guess, Oak Tree is expanding,
Yeah.
and
Where
that's
they going?
part of it. They can't get their money.
Straight back.
They can't get their approval or whatever from the state to expand until we get an affordable housing plan approved by the town and sent into the state. So, and some towns don't have affordable housing plans because, they're maybe I don't know if they're pushing back on it or they don't see any benefit to it. So, there's some.
What is the benefit to it?
I don't think there is any benefit to it. The only thing I can think of is just one of those mandate games you play with the state that if you don't have it, you go up for a grant or any kind of monies, and then the state can
We
say,
don't
"Well, you
get
don't
them
have."
anyway.
They do it. They do it with the school all the time.
We don't get them anyway.
They
That's the
sit there
difference.
and this happens everywhere, not just this state, but everywhere. They play the games of, hey, if you don't play the game, you're not going to get.
We
there's
play the
money.
game and still don't get them.
Yeah.
Think about it. Where's all that money going? They just spent some big bucks up on Hartford now to do something with
Yeah.
roads or bridges or some goddamn thing they're doing up there. Train, no, they're doing some. Oh, that's what I saw. They're fixing up the railroad up in that area.
Yeah.
Yeah, fixing the railroad going into the north end, and
Yeah, but you know just as well as I do that the towns, there are more red towns than there are blue towns in the state of Connecticut. It's just that the blue towns are the big ones.
Yeah.
That none of the grant money hardly ever comes. Hardly ever comes to us or Plainfield or anybody in east of the river.
No, I would say Plainfield's done all right.
Huh?
Plainfield's done all right.
Well, yeah, well, because
they look. They
I'm not.
watch.
I'm
Hey, look.
talking about. I'm
Huge
talking.
money.
I'm talking about state money that they don't. You don't. I mean, like you don't have to apply for. It's good that they give you. But I'm talking about we don't get it.
Of course not.
Like Danbury, they get it.
Mhm.
Bridgeport gets it.
Yeah.
Waterbury.
Hartford gets it.
Yeah.
Waterbury, yeah. Those are big towns.
Yeah.
Anything east of the river doesn't get
a lot
it.
of voters in those towns.
Yeah.
That's
When's
the
the
name of
last
the
time?
game.
Wow.
When's the last time you saw a politician in this friggin' town? I
You
mean, a
don't.
named politician. When was the last time Lamont was here?
I think he came here for lunch when he was like 15.
There you go. When was the last time you saw Murphy came because he was walking through? I'm not really sure if he walked
I saw Murphy here a couple of years ago. Actually, he was at a Grizzle Pride event.
through. Blumenthal. He knows everything.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh no, it was Blumenthal.
Yeah,
it
it
wasn't
was
Murphy. It
It was
wasn't.
Blumenthal.
Yeah,
Yes, it
yeah.
was. That was the outside thing you were doing.
You can listen
Huh?
to
At the school.
Blumenthal. He's on everything.
They did it at the school, right? You were outside streaming it, I think.
I wish
Yes.
I wish I was as smart as Blumenthal because that guy knows everything. You know, every subject that comes up, we're going to do this. Talk about anything. You talk about 2 cows peeing on a flat rock. He talk about it.
Where'd that come from?
He's not a fan,
He
apparently.
probably explained to you how it's supposed to work.
Which one are you talking about, Blumenthal?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Think about it. How many times you see him on TV over every issue? There's his face, and he's talking about it like he knows it.
You're
No
starting
man-
to sound like the angry Republican.
I'm not a Republican, not nothing.
You're starting to sound like the angry
I just
Republican.
unfortunately don't care too much for those two assholes.
No, I don't. So
Victoria says affordable housing is a joke. The state has been pushing it hard. Local governments lose all control on these projects. It's by right, no regulation.
who said that?
Victoria.
Victoria? Oh, she's probably right.
And-
I'm not going to argue with Victoria.
Yeah, and how many of those rents are going to go to the people here in Bristol
Yeah.
that are suffering?
Hmm.
I mean, there are people here who have a hard time finding a place to live. How many of those rents are going to go to them? Or they're going to come in from all over and live there?
Oh. I mean, you call it workforce housing, you call it affordable housing. I don't care what you call it.
Called slums.
You know, eventually, and unfortunately, in 15, 20 years, if they're not taken care of, it'll be that way. But
Well,
we don't need
look
any
at
more of
London.
that. I mean, we've
big
got
one in
enough.
London down there, right along Route 32, the big one that was off on the right-hand side. That was there for years. They closed it down because it was all beat to crap.
Yeah.
You know?
So,
They have a bunch of projects in New London.
Yeah, they do.
Crystal Avenue. You got Michael Road, Anthony Road,
Yeah.
which is right over by New London High School.
oh, that place. Oh,
It's a difficult, yeah. It's
don't like driving through there.
I don't know if it's what's the difference between affordable income and low income.
Low income, you're not allowed to say that anymore. It's not politically.
So
correct.
basically, it's the
It's
same,
the same
thing.
Correct. I was already coached on that. Don't say low income housing. It's affordable. But if it's affordable, then what is it? It's lower income.
Yeah.
So stop it already, right? We're just playing
I
word
don't know.
games.
Yeah, there are a lot of people looking for homes. I mean,
So I guess the whole intention of the affordable housing meeting tonight is some discussion on that, the reason why, and I know there's some people that want to get it pushed through so they can get Oak Tree their okay to move forward with their project. You know, I guess tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, there's a special meeting to talk about the infrastructure project.
yeah.
10 in the morning. I don't know what's going on with that, but I'll show up and listen to the spiel, I guess. But last I heard, I was dead in the water. I mean, not
What?
the infrastructure project, but the project that the infrastructure project is supporting, which is
Heritage River.
Yeah.
We knew they were dead in the water 7.5
Yeah.
years ago.
But that's not infrastructure. That's
Yeah. So I don't know what they're going to update because they're not doing anything because of the
it's
winter.
not all till spring now. Right?
Yeah. So yeah.
Maybe
they're
the
waiting.
design that they have to redesign the
Maybe
water.
they're going to talk about
Crystal
that.
Avenue is the one that was taken down. Is that the one you were talking about?
Probably so. It's up the right.
309 Crystal Avenue? Affordable and whatever. No, it's the same. Affordable is based on the current average in an area. I know of a project in Vernon. Their affordable housing was $699,000 per house.
That's affordable, huh?
Depends on your area.
What's the mean house over there? It's like the mean average is $1 million, $1.2 million. in Birdie.
Vernon. Yeah, Vernon's
Wow.
kind of
I know.
it's kind of a rich area.
Oh, Vernon?
Yeah, up that area.
Go down to South Norwalk.
Software.
South Norwalk, blang.
Yes.
Then all of a sudden, boom. Yeah, then all of a sudden you're slamming right on into Greenwich.
Yeah, Norwalk is
Yeah.
not the most greatest place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
Yeah.
how can they be so. It's a poor town. I know that.
Yeah.
But they're right next to
And
Greenwich,
you
which
got
is probably
Canton-
one of
you
the
got
richest.
Canton up there too. That's another.
You got
big-
Easton and Weston. Easton and Weston, those are little towns next to in Fairfield or Fairfield County that not many people know about because there's just all wealthy people that live
Yeah.
there.
They
You
don't
know,
want- they
and
don't
good
want
luck getting cell phone service
They
there.
don't want anybody to know.
No.
Move along. Just move along.
Yeah. Well, I wonder how much this stuff will get approved. I mean, the last time they had a town meeting, it was over in 5 minutes. They had to vote on something. 5 minutes done. So there'll be some discussion, I guess. So maybe it'll last a little longer. But
See what.
I'll bet there won't be that many people there.
I don't know. I know at least 4 or 5 are going to be there.
No, 4 or 5 of the same people.
Yeah. So anyway,
I will be.
I'll see what happens. It's like all you can do is show up and listen to the information and vote yay or vote nay.
I'll let you guys answer the questions. I'm not interested. I give up.
Then I get a kick out of people. Oh, I didn't know what was happening. It's on the website. You can sign up for web alerts.
Yeah.
There's absolutely zero reason to not know.
Yeah. And if you're listening to the show, you know about it.
We try.
Yeah, I'll depend on your decision what you do.
Who, me?
No, he's going to the meeting, so
Mhm.
he's going to
Oh.
vote.
Yeah, I'm going to go right for this. So
So when he goes, we'll find out what's happening.
So
I'm sure he'll make the right decision. My vote ain't going to do crap.
Why are you going?
No,
you know what?
What?
Ends up in a tie. I'm going to call Paul up. Where are you?
yeah. No, I don't go anymore.
Oh,
I have no faith in this town anymore. So let other people worry about it.
let the younger ones worry about.
I'm not worried about it anymore.
I'm 80 years old. I've had enough.
What about a state mandate that says you have to have a charging unit for every so many parking spaces now? Like, because I know Oak Tree Village,
Yeah.
They do it. They didn't do it.
they don't have any, but that was before.
How the
that
hell
was-
can you put assisted living in, paying for the rent, and put in charging station? You think one of those people are going to own a freaking electric car?
Two of those.
Probably for subsidizing.
I don't know. I know somebody that's putting something up, and they have to go to a meeting to figure out how many, believe it or not, how many electrical charging stations they need. And they're trying to keep it, of course, because if you put 2 in, that's $50,000, and the state doesn't pay for that.
I forget the
The
numbers.
individual developer pays for that.
I forget what the ratio is. 1 charging station for every 30 parking spaces or something. I don't know. It's something like that. Because Heritage River was, when they were talking about that, they, the town planner said, well, you got to put in so many charging
It
stations.
was like 25.
Yeah, was it? Yeah. It was quite a lot. So, but and then they're only going to run, and I don't get it. They're only going to run certain power down to that facility, and now you're going to put charging stations in?
Yeah.
I think this is California. Hey,
Well-
charge all your cars, but we don't have any electricity for you. Thank you very much.
We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see, especially what's going to happen up on 164. I mean, that's a big mystery right now.
Well, it's a big mystery, all right.
But even then, even if it's commercial, you got to have so many charging stations for commercial parking
Yes.
lots. So,
Yes.
Yeah, but they're not. It's not like they got to put in 50. They'll put in 2 or 3, maybe a half a dozen. Like,
Yeah, but that's like 200. That'd be like
People-
$150,000-$200,000
yeah.
just for those.
And then you got to find. Then do the heads work on all cars? I know the ones over to Home Depot. Those are Teslas, right? But
I think they all conform
I don't
to
know.
the same hookup. Doesn't you doesn't have to be a Tesla. I think that was part of the deal. They all had to be able to charge any electric vehicle. I don't own an electric vehicle, so I could be wrong.
I don't know.
So
I'm not buying one too either.
So I kind of wonder if they need if it's just parking spaces, or does it have anything to do with how many businesses are actually in development? For example, let's look at Lisbon Landing, right? So when you pull in and you go to the left, you know that little area over there where Spirit Halloween used to be.
Yep.
You know, and what was the other store? It was like a high end home goods store. I forget the name of it.
I don't remember.
But anyway,
Oh, it was
Pier 1.
Pure One.
Yeah, Pier 1, yeah. So there, and then it's been a few different restaurants now.
Mhm.
There's a T-Mobile location.
Yeah.
There's a gym.
There's
No,
no gym there.
There was.
it was.
Well, there was a gym there.
I'm not in the area I'm talking about,
Okay.
though.
No, that was down by Walmart.
No, I'm talking about by Ruby Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And there's only 2 Ruby Tuesdays now in the state of Connecticut.
The food's terrible.
Actually there's one down here. They're
Are they coming around?
they're actually pretty good.
Salad bar is great.
I love the salad bar. Yeah, it's
Salad bar.
actually.
I don't really order anything but salad bar now.
So first of all, you got to look at there's no electrical chargers over there. They're all like in the Kohl's area, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
But now Kohl's is closing 27 stores.
Yes, they are.
So that's starting with them. None of them are in Connecticut. No Connecticut stores are being closed as of yet.
Yeah.
But it's going to happen. So what's going to happen with that shopping center down there? Is that going to be the next Crystal Mall?
Could be.
Or is Walmart going to be the one? If you start seeing Walmart's
Then
closing,
you're in trouble.
then you're in trouble.
Oh yeah. So why is that?
Yeah. Matter of fact, Kohl's, I just read, they're changing
Because they sell food
they're
too,
changing their
and
charging
online.
system over to Capital One. Because right now, if you charge there, it's like 25%. The rates are up there, but they're changing the Capital, just like Home Depot is Synchrony Bank. Yeah. So yes, they're changing the Capital.
Oh, you mean the credit card?
Yeah.
They're Synchrony. What? They're changing?
No, Kohl's is going to Capital One.
Oh, they're Synchrony too.
No, they're not. They're their own.
What?
They're changing the Capital One.
They have a really weird
Yeah,
credit
Yeah.
account number.
yeah,
What the hell is it? It's like a translucent card.
yeah.
I got it somewhere.
You're going to get a new card within the next 3 or 4 months.
Unless Melissa has it.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Even a lot of Home Depot, I think, is Synchrony. Lowe's is Synchrony Bank. Yeah. A lot of charge areas.
So Home Depot is doesn't say on here. No, it's Citibank.
Citibank. Okay,
Home Depot is Citibank.
gotcha.
Oh, shit. Oh, Kohl's. Okay, here it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't even say.
Yeah, because they're own.
Okay. So they're holding their own note.
Yeah, but they're changing the Capital One. They must be getting rid of the old credit part. It's a lot
Yeah,
easier.
they would have to. I would think so. I mean,
Yeah, if they're going to close all their stores, they're probably going to go
Yeah.
farm out their credit
Just
department.
outsource. Just outsource it. Sure.
Radio Shack did that.
Yeah.
Radio Shack had their own credit card.
Yeah.
And then they farmed it out, and it became Citibank
There you go.
actually that bought all their
Gotcha.
credit card debt
There
and
you go.
stuff. So,
Right.
but okay. I guess we're done talking about
I'm
that.
just good.
And then he goes,
Just-
all right, that means I'm done.
No, it doesn't. I'm just saying, all right. You know a lot about credit cards. So Kohl's, if Kohl's
No,
goes
I
away,
don't. That's the thing I used to.
if Kohl's goes away, we still got Walmart there. I mean,
Yeah, but you know,
Dick's Sporting Goods went away. That ticked me off when that went away.
Yeah, that was quite handy being there. I like going there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a golfer and they had a lot of golf stuff, but if you like sports at all, they had everything covered in that store.
But
You know,
you're right. They did. They had everything there, clothing, everything.
Shoes, sneakers, everything.
But was that store too big for this area?
Well, I mean, some of the clothes they had there was not cheap.
It was very expensive,
Very expensive.
and
any golf clothes is very expensive.
any of that stuff, can't you get it online?
Sure you can.
When stores start pushing, like like Staples, I think they're in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't know for a fact, but you go into a Staples store, there's hardly
Nothing.
You don't wait
nothing
in
what
line.
they used to have.
You don't wait in a line. That's for sure.
Yeah, because
What's that?
they don't keep
You don't wait in a line. That's for sure.
No, but they don't have anything on the shelves.
they don't keep it in stock anymore. You have to order it, and it comes in 2 or 3 days, or you get shipped to your house. That's how it works now.
I went down to look at a printer they had on sale a year ago.
Mhm.
And I worked off Wi-Fi. You made up with my new laptop and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I went down there and couldn't find it on the shelf. Right? So I had to go up to the front desk. And they did have one in the back room. Luckily, just
Yeah.
one. But
So Rich just said, funny thing is you rarely see a car connected to one of these chargers at the stores. He says, total waste of money.
Yeah.
I think now, yeah, but I think it's also like, for example, I have a friend that has a Tesla, and we would, if we go up to Fenway Park and stuff, like if he's got to charge up, it tells him, and if it's really low, it'll take him there. He doesn't even have you don't even have a chance. It's like it's
Wow.
gonna take you to the next one and gonna get off the highway and whatever. So he did that. It takes a while for it to charge and all, but it was busy. It was off of the Mass Pike. No, 90. No, 90 is the Mass Pike. Yeah, no, it was the Mass Pike. Okay, it was out towards. It was outside of Boston.
Natick.
Yeah, right around there.
Yeah.
And but there were like 10, and they were all taken up. There were a couple that were not, but when we were there, we saw people coming and going. One of the biggest problems that we have is that you can't buy it. As far as that, you can't even buy a Tesla in Connecticut.
Yes, you can.
Where
Casino.
you can buy one,
Well, he can sell some.
or is that because they're their own country, basically?
I don't know. You can buy one down there.
Hmm.
Matter of fact, if you walk down where all the shopping is, there's a spot you can look in and look at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like a little place, like a car dealership. Where you're inside.
They're in a lot of malls. Like when I went up to the Natick Mall, they had a Tesla store right there. I want one of them damn robots.
You can afford one. Go ahead. If you got 70 grand, 80 grand laying around, that'd be good. That'd be nice. I'd like to get a ride in one. So buy it.
Oh, they're cool.
I can
He
imagine.
let me drive it a few times. That thing is.
They're pretty fast too.
Oh, the pickup is.
Yeah.
You're gone.
Yeah.
Then we hear. Let's see. It says Poth M. Lori. I don't know if that means Lori Poth. I'm not sure. It's just it says we are in a recession. Who can afford a new car? Only a few percentage of the people that remain in this area. What used to be middle class are not anymore.
That's not what.
That's
That's not what all the news
Say
is
it, say
saying.
it, say it, say it.
It's not what It's not what we're being told on the news. Economy's great. Come
Well,
on.
it doesn't matter what I could give a shit what the news says. What's happening out there?
Just
I
being a
mean,
smart ass,
no, I
right?
know.
no, it's
You're being sarcastic.
you can tell because I've got to go dip into funds to pay some stuff now because of the price of everything is so
Yeah.
high. It's like
The
ridiculous.
coffee I just got at where. I won't mention
My
the
house.
name. Yeah, went up 11 cents.
Did it?
The same size coffee, 11 cents. Happy
Yeah.
New Year.
Yeah. The other thing is too, though, if you go to like a donut establishment, like there's a few different places that sell Munchkins. The Munchkins are getting smaller.
Yeah.
And I know this is picayune, but it's just one of those things. They're getting smaller, and they've gone up in price.
Well, maybe because the donuts are getting smaller and the
Well,
donut holes are smaller.
The donuts are getting smaller, and they're like $1.90 a piece.
The forget the minimum wage went up January 1.
Yeah, where's that at? $35 an hour?
No. I think it's still 17, 18.
$17.50, something like that.
Whatever it is, but here's your reason for the increase in donuts. For coffee.
Yeah, well, yeah. When they
What, you
make those decisions,
Yeah.
they don't understand that companies are not going to take the hit,
Yep.
and they're going to increase prices, so the bottom line is not taking the hit.
What do you think
Right.
is going to happen to your insurance policy as a result of all the fires in California?
Oh, it's going to skyrocket. Well, it shouldn't, because guess what? Insurance companies are covering that.
Well,
A
they
lot of
are.
those people don't have insurance.
A lot of them do have insurance. As long as they had insurance by a certain date that they still had it and they weren't canceled, they're covered.
Yeah,
That
well,
was, I was reading an article on that. That it's against the law for them to cancel it.
in the middle of an event.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, against the law. So who do you think is going to pay for billions of dollars in insurance costs?
Who's going to pay for the billions of dollars for those that don't have insurance? It's going to come out of the feds.
To come out of the Fed?
It's going to come from the rest of us paying the taxes.
I wonder.
So-
I wonder how the people in North Carolina. I mean, those people are still screwed. A lot of those people,
Yep, they're still muddling through.
they still find it
They're
body.
still trying to get through their mess. And that was 3 months ago.
The minimum wage in Connecticut is $16.35.
Is that the latest cost? Just went up.
What's that?
Just went up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But that's where they.
It went from $15.69, so went up almost 70 cents.
There you go.
31.
So here's the
35,
deal. When I was a
66
kid, and we had jobs like these, at the donut shops or McDonald's, or
Roller
like
rink.
that. Right? And the minimum wage was there for kids, high school kids or whatever, part-time job. Of course, you had your managers there, adult supervision or whatever, like right there. They weren't making a ton of money either, but it wasn't meant to support a family with.
No.
It was meant for kids to have some pocket money to fill up their car or whatever.
Get experience in the workforce.
Get experience in the workforce. Understand that, this is what you make, and learn how to budget and all that stuff. Understand taxes too.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm going to bring home $200 and you get your check and it's only $120. You're like, what happened to it?
Oh, I've seen that. I remember Cameron when he got his first check.
Yeah.
Dane too, when he got their first check. It's like, where'd all that money go?
Yeah.
Well,
That's life.
Well, that
Right.
big raise we just got from the radio station, they're going to take more off of Social Security, so we're screwed. That raise we just got gone.
so apparently Poth Lori knows all and said, your answer is look at what Eversource is doing to people's with the public benefits charge. Well, I'm going to
Why is
say
that?
she because it's Lori. She ain't wrong.
No, but why is that? What is that public? What is that fund? What's it supporting?
People that don't pay their bills.
Exactly.
That's right.
Same thing.
People that don't pay their bills, if somebody extended 2 years after COVID.
There you go. So we're going to be hit with the same thing.
Right. So our government did that to us.
The Connecticut government did
Right.
that.
And Eversource wasn't going to take the $80 billion hit or whatever it was because people weren't paying their bills for the extra 2
Right.
years.
They wouldn't let them. They wouldn't let them show up.
So, in a socialistic society, that's what you do.
I mean, if you went and you bought a car during that time and you didn't pay for your car, what would they do?
They repossess it.
Exactly. So what's the difference between having the lights on or they couldn't let her shut it off? So a lot of people didn't pay money. They didn't pay anything.
I got a question. Are you Lori Poth here? That's what I'm curious on. Got somewhere to go?
Yeah. Got a
You
meeting
get
to go to. Got a meeting to go to in 15 minutes.
Rachel from northern South Carolina or southern North Carolina. Your cost of living must be unreal if your minimum wage went up to $17. She goes, minimum wage in North Carolina is $7.25.
Yeah, that's the federal, but states can increase it.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Yeah, so there you go. In California,
Well-
I think it's 20.
Yeah.
I think it's like $20.
I hope that they collected their $750 from FEMA because I'm sure California or Hollywood's going to get more than that.
They're already getting more support than Carolina.
You're really bitter tonight. I mean,
Yeah.
no, I know, but you're just really coming off like you're bitter, like you're
Well,
angry.
because it's not fair.
Huh?
No, it
It's
isn't
not
fair.
fair.
It isn't fair.
It's not fair.
No, and the problem is the people deserve.
California's minimum wage is 16.
Really, I thought it was higher than that.
I think they live on 60.
This isn't before January 1st of this year.
Oh.
So if they raised it, they raised it. But
Terrific.
There was some Yahoo out there in the state senate out there who wanted to raise it to like $30 an hour or something like that.
let's see. Trying to see. Let's see who else. Who
You start
else?
paying, $10 for a cup of coffee at that rate.
Well, they were paying a lot for gas too. Remember?
Connecticut's like the highest. I mean,
It's not the highest.
California
Oh, you
is
said-
the only one that's higher that I can see.
really?
Yeah. I don't see anybody else. New York's 15.
Wow.
Ohio
So
1045.
you're talking about minimum wage still?
Yeah.
No,
Wow.
Let's see. Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, New Hampshire, North Carolina, North Dakota, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, and more, 725.
What's it cost to live there though?
No, I think everything's relative.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but why are we paying over 2 times? It's been $7.25 for a long time. It really has. I didn't see a problem with it going up to maybe $8 an hour or $8.50 or something like that. But then this state they went up to 16 an hour. It's like that's a little
Hartford,
much.
Waterbury,
Bridgeport,
Yeah,
Bridgeport, Norwalk.
yeah.
There's your reason.
But they're
Hartford.
complaining that so you get these people complaining that these people have to work 2-3 jobs, right? So how come we can't create jobs that pay more instead of people working in donut shops and cafes and
it's hard
I
to
don't know
do
about you, but I
when you
work-
have local
I work-
businesses closing their doors.
yeah.
I worked 2 jobs for a long time.
So I was fortunate I didn't have to. I had one job.
Yeah.
I worked a lot of hours, but one job.
Yeah.
But my wife worked too.
Still
That's what-
does.
Yeah, that's what you have. You have both spouses. Most families have both spouses working. There you go.
Mary Beth just made a comment a couple minutes ago, and she said a house valued over $3 million could not get insurance prior to the fires. I'm assuming you're talking about California.
Yeah.
Must be.
Dear, don't tell them how much our house is.
And I would venture to guess your house is not worth $3 million.
No, it's not worse.
So you're telling me that some of
I'm
these.
just laughing because she mentions
Well,
that.
you're talking about some of these stars and houses are $10-15 million, don't have insurance on them?
I
Yeah,
guess.
but they're not in those areas that are getting torched right now.
No, there's a few of them that got
There's
torched.
a few of them, but I mean, it's
I saw like a half a dozen actors that got their houses torched.
yeah. Well, even a decent house out there is probably $1.5 million.
Yeah, but
Something like my house out there is probably $1 million.
but look at you pay.
That's how ridiculous it is out there to,
But
to,
look
to
at
live.
what you pay for your insurance here, based on what you pay for your house. Figure your house is worth $1 million. What do you think insurance is going to be? It's going to be double or triple what you pay here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. But it's going to be interesting to see, because let's face it, the insurance company's not going to go.
now last year during one of the business meetings, we had a couple insurance guys there talking about how all these catastrophes have increased
Oh yeah,
insurance rates,
absolutely.
and since then we've had the hurricanes and now these fires, and it just continues on and on. It's like
I was telling Mike when I came in, I watched a documentary on Hawaii, the fires they had in Hawaii.
all right,
They finally, it's been over a year or 2 years, and they finally got it cleaned up. If you took an aerial view of it, you can see where the homes were, and everything is just flat cleaned up.
Yeah.
So it took them over a year plus just to clean it up.
Well, it's going to take California a while.
And then they got to get permits.
Yeah.
Now, California, there may be some houses that maybe you're not going to go back where it was because maybe it's in a zone now that, maybe you got to change the design a little bit. So now you're going to get permits. I mean, they talk about 300 or 400 permits in Hawaii. I think they only got like 150 so far. I mean, there's already like a few dozen houses that have been built down there in Hawaii. So
I was watching the news, and there was a guy. He had a house built, and he had it built with fire protective siding.
Saved it.
And it was built to withstand fire, right? So it basically saved the house.
Yeah.
His was like the only house standing.
Yeah.
In the neighborhood because he paid the extra money for that, special material.
Yeah.
He was one of the 3 little pigs, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
The smart one.
Yeah, the
It's
wolf
gonna
went
be-
home, couldn't blow that house down.
Yeah, there are those places.
But yeah, it's like
I mean, look how long it's. Look at North Carolina. They're still cleaning up. It's been like 3 or 4 months. It's going to take them. The devastations in California is, what you can see. It's not the same. Everything is localized, and it's house upon house upon house upon house.
It's just ripping down streets.
Oh yeah, It's going to take them months, years to clean that all up. They'll never be back to where it was for years.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Where are those people going?
I don't know. I mean, where would people go around here? If something
I'm
like that
sure a
happened.
lot of them are moving in with some families, friends, or whatever.
What if their house got torched too?
Probably be
I
going to
think it's
hotels.
Like 15,000 homeless people down there.
Yeah,
I think more than that.
100,000.
There's over 100. There's almost 200,000 that are displaced.
Last I heard, it was over 100,000.
Where are they going to go?
Like our friend Peggy, who comes in,
Yeah.
from Utah. She has friends in LA,
Yeah.
and her husband are very worried about people out there. She's been very concerned.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is huge. This is bigger than people realize.
Big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not over.
No,
What's
it's still
that?
going.
It's still going.
I know.
Still
I know.
burning. The winds are picking up. They are getting help from other resources and stuff like that, but
Terrible.
Yep. And now now they've got the National Guard out there with extra help to prevent looting and all that other stuff.
Scooter looters.
Yeah, going around and stealing freaking.
Have you heard about the scooter looters?
I didn't hear about them.
Scooter looters. People are running around on scooters, going to houses that have been burnt,
Well-
looking for stuff.
Hang out in the house and just torch them.
You know?
I never knew. Right?
They're arresting him. And I was watching the debrief with the county sheriff yesterday, and he said, "You're going to get arrested. You're going to do jail time. You're not getting released." I mean, so you're changing your catch and release policy now, huh? That's what they've been doing.
Yikes. Welcome back, Kamala.
Her house almost got torched.
Mm.
Yeah. It's close.
I mean, I know these people, a lot of people out there can just go ahead and rebuild again because they have that kind of money,
Mhm.
but I still feel horrible because, there's a lot of things that just as human beings that they're losing,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, pictures, old things from kids, from their artwork from
Mhm.
20 years ago, I mean,
Yeah.
that's, regardless of who they are
Yeah.
and what they have, they're still losing
Yeah.
an incredible amount of personal stuff. The money, you said it, you can build a house, you can rebuild,
Yeah.
and they got the money. Most of the people out there, I don't want to say most, but a lot of people out there have the resources to do that.
Yeah.
If this happened in on the East Coast, I think it would be worse.
Yeah.
I think it would be worse because I don't think that there's not. I mean, how many? I mean, I would think that there are more millionaires per capita out there in California,
Oh,
LA,
sure.
Brentwood,
Oh yeah.
Beverly Hills, more so than Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts.
It's hard to get insurance out there just because they have the earthquakes. They have they've had fires going on for every year. They have something going on out there.
Yep.
Right. So it's hard for them to get insurance in some areas, because, it's the same thing with hurricane insurance in Florida. Right. It's hard to get that.
Flood insurance.
Huh?
Flood.
And flood insurance, all that stuff. So it's hard
You
to get
can't get flood insurance here.
Yeah.
I can't. I tried to get it. Yes, I did. Because we had, you remember a few years ago when my basement flooded and I had like about 6 inches or 4 inches of water down there and nothing. You know, the only thing that Ted Koziel, I don't know if you know Ted and everything, but he let me borrow a pump and he, with that, saved my basement. We didn't have any mold or anything. We're very lucky.
Yeah.
This is after we redid the floor too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you got to get down there and dry everything out as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And use they got some anti-mold spray and powder, whatever. Dry it out as soon as possible.
I don't think Ted knows just how much I appreciate what he did for us. So
So anyway, I think it's easier to get insurance where we're at for certain things, but I mean, the thing about fires here is we're not, with the exception of downtown here, we have building.
Right.
Out in the suburbs, we're separated quite a bit, right?
Yep.
And when I go to some of the, and I'm not a fireman by no means, but some of the stuff I see, the training, stuff like that, their first thing is, get the people out and then protect and minimize the property damage, right?
Yep.
And then they look to see what other exposures nearby could be affected, right? So they protect the other structures.
Yeah, same thing happens in Hartford because those buildings are.
There's firemen out there with all these buildings right next to each other. They're fighting a losing battle because those buildings are, stacked right next to each other. So it's hard to
Look at the fire they had down at the mill, right? On the corner of Pleasant View and Hill Street. A lot of those houses that were on Hill Street, the siding melted because of that fire they had at the mill.
Yeah.
And that's 30, 40 feet from the building. So being close, yes. And a lot of those places up in Palisades, there was a lot of trailers, and they were 10 feet apart, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah.
I
mean, some of those houses so close you can stick your hand out the window or shake your neighbor's hand and sticks his hand out his window. That's how close it is.
Well, hopefully it'll get contained soon enough.
Yeah.
So
hopefully the winds won't be as bad as they're predicting, and they can make a big dent in the next couple of days.
So as far as a programming note, tomorrow night we have basketball at 7:00. It's Griswold versus Plainfield. It's going to be on at 7:00 tomorrow night. So that's unless you're around.
I have firehouse training tomorrow night, so I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, let's get out of here because I know we all have.
Yeah.
Well, not
I want to get this.
Paul's got to go eat. We're got to go eat. Oh, geez, and you got nothing to do.
Yeah, good drink.
Thanks for joining us today, guys. We will see you tomorrow. At least on the court tomorrow, 7:00. Griswold versus Plainfield right here on SNSN. Have a good day.